going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now.
Jimothy.
Now, ladies and gents, I thought I would profile a deck that I've yet to profile on this channel and something that I'm definitely going to be playing in the future, and that is Prank Kids, ladies and gents. Now, if you didn't know, Prank Kids are receiving some support in the near future. I believe it could be Phantom Rage, however, don't quote me, I could be wrong on that. But basically, they are getting a link 1. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but boy, oh boy, is that a powerful inclusion for this deck. That bumps the deck's consistency to a whole nother level, ladies and gents. So, without wasting any more time, I'm going to go through my current build of Prank Kids, and I will definitely make some suggestions on some things that you can include in the future with the release of the link 1. So, in my opinion, I believe you should play 3 of all of the main deck Prank Kids monsters. So triple Fansies, triple Dropsies, triple Lampsies, and triple Roxies. Now, all of these Prank Kids monsters have an effect where if they're used for a fusion or a link summon, I believe, they allow you to special summon a Prank Kids monster from deck and do various things. So what Fansies allows you to do is actually Foolish Burial a Prank Kids monster. What Dropsies allows you to do is gain 1,000 life points and then special summon a Prank Kids monster from the deck. Can be really useful in time. Prank Kids Lampsies allows you to burn your opponent for 500 and then special summon a Prank Kids monster from deck. Again, could be really powerful in time. And Prank Kids Roxies allows you to banish a card from your hand and then draw 1 card. You do have to banish first before you do the draw, ladies and gents, so you just need to pay attention to that. But definitely a 3 of all of them, mainly because you cycle through so many of your resources so quickly. I wouldn't play any less than all of them, and they are really quite powerful actually. So triple Prank Kids main deck monsters of each of them. Next up, for the hand traps, we are running triple Effect Veiler. Again, this could be anything, ladies and gents. Obviously, hand trap is definitely up to your own preference. I've gone with Effect Veiler here. You could have Infinite Impermanence, you could have Ash Blossom, you could have a whole host of hand traps, but I am actually running triple Effect Veiler. I'm also running triple DD Crow. Now, the reason why I'm running at least 6 hand traps, and I believe, especially in the current format, you do need quite a lot of hand traps, just in case you're going second and you're watching a combo player just absolutely combo off. You do need some interruptions just to try and weaken their board, and just being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically. Effect Veiler is not a once per turn, hence why I've got a triple Effect Veiler. And then obviously DD Crow, very powerful card. Next up, we are also running triple Parallel Exceed. Now, I bet you're wondering, why am I running this card? Well, if you didn't know, this thing, along with Trap Tricks Rafflesia and Gravedigger's Trapple, negates Nibiru, which is something that you're going to want to do in this deck, mainly because Prank Kids do a lot of special summoning, and so as soon as you hit Nibiru territory, you can expect the rock to come down and slam away your combo. So being able to protect yourself with Trap Tricks Rafflesia is definitely something that I am valuing highly. So triple Parallel Exceed. Next up, we are onto the spells, and we are running triple Prank Kids Place. Well, I say triple, double Prank Kids Place. This is a placeholder for the third one. This card is just hella expensive now, especially with the new support being released. The price of this has just gone through the roof, which is absolutely crazy. So I am running a 1 fusion recycling plan as just a bit of another option. But if I had 3 field spells, I definitely would run 3. Mainly because when this card is activated, you can add a Prank Kids monster from your deck to your hand. On top of that, when you link and fusion summon, you can either increase your main deck monsters attack points or extra monsters attack points by 500, or decrease your opponent's monster cards by 500, which is really powerful, especially in this deck, because you can really OTK in this deck, and this definitely helps you to do so. And that attack remains even if this card leaves the field, so definitely something that you should be aware of. Next up, we are running a double Prank Kid Pranks. This card is crazy. So this allows you to pitch a Prank Kids monster from your hand to the graveyard and special summon a token to the field, which is really powerful, especially when you combo with some of the extra deck monsters that we have already. And also in the end phase, what happens is you can shuffle 3 Prank Kids cards from your graveyard into your deck and draw 1 card. So it's a mini pot of avarice, enabling you to recycle some of your resources and as well as get a draw, and hopefully draw into some of your more impactful hand traps, which is just crazy. So double Prank Kids pranks. Next up, we are running the Prank Kids Pandemonium alongside Polymerization. This is powerful, mainly because Pandemonium is a quick play fusion. It's also an in-archetype fusion spell, allows you to search it allows it to be searched out with some of the monsters that we've got, and you can actually go for this on your opponent's turn and potentially Raigeki their board, which is really powerful on their turn basically. Polymerization is Polymerization, the generic fusion spell, you know what it does by now. So for those, we are also running some main deck removal because this deck can struggle to back row, especially for dates like Summon Limit, for example. So I'm running the triple Cosmic Cyclone. In this deck, this card is more or less free, especially with the Prank Kid monsters that we've got in our deck being able to burn and recur life points by 1,000, which basically pays for the cost that you're paying for this card. So you can just remove one of your opponent's cards for free, but unlike MST, it actually banishes it, so that's the last time you'll be seeing that. No graveyard effects are being able to activate because the thing is just removed from play. So definitely triple Cosmic Cyclone. Again, you don't need to put this in the main deck, you could actually leave that in the side deck. Next up, we are also running triple Call by the Grave. Nobody likes to get Ash Blossomed, especially me. Nobody likes to get Ghost Ogre. Nobody likes to get DD Crow. So this is just to stop all of those shenanigans as best as we can. So triple Call by the Grave. You can also use this offensively as well. I've played a few games online where I've actually called by the Grave. Somebody discarded a Nibiru, and they tried to Nibiru me, and I called by the Grave then Nibiru, so they couldn't activate the one that I had in hand, which was quite funny. So next up, we have just the one-offs of the deck. We've got 1 Terraforming to search out our field spells, 1 Instant Fusion. This card would have been broken if it was not limited, because this is crazy. This goes straight into your extra deck monsters, because two out of three of your fusion monsters are level 5, which just basically is free. And then we are running the 1 pot of avarice, just because there are times when you can fill up your graveyard with a load of monsters, and Prank Kids Pranks doesn't always put everything back, so you need to just be aware of what you're using, and being able to shuffle back 5 and draw 2 is just very invaluable. Wouldn't run it any more than 1, mainly because it's a dead draw going first. So, well, I'll say dead, but it's just not as useful. Next up, we are running 3 spells. We are running 2 Prank Kids Plan and 1 Grave Digger's Trap Hole. This thing says no to Nibiru in the best possible way. Nope. And then burn for 2,000. It's just crazy. Prank Kids Plan, it basically allows you to link summon when this card is activated, and then you can banish this card from the graveyard, shuffle back in your Prank Kids cards, and reduce your opponent's attack by 100, which is really fun. But yeah, Grave Digger's Trap Hole, definitely a nice inclusion for this deck, allowing you to potentially set up your Trap Tricks Rafflesia within how many summons? Within 5 summons basically. So definitely something that is useful in this deck. Next up, we are on to the extra deck, ladies and gents. So we are running double Prank Kids Bow Wow Bark. I'm running 2 mainly because just in case one gets lost to a Call by the Grave or something like that, it's always good to have the other one. You do tend to recycle a lot of your resources back into your hand or into your extra deck, so I don't see the point in running any more than 2. You could potentially get away with running 1 and include something else in here, but I'm just running the 2 as it stands. Next up, another card that is just absolutely shot up in price, which is Prank Kids Dodo Doodle Doo. I think I've said that correctly. So basically, when this card is link summoned, you get to search your deck for a Prank Kids card. So you could search the field spell, you could search Prank Kids Pranks, you could also search the fusion spell, I think it's Pandemonium. Really powerful card. like I said, you can recycle this, so playing it at 2 is not actually that bad. I probably wouldn't play it at 3, even if I did have 3 anyway. But very, very powerful card. You can also tribute it and special summon some of your Prank Kids monsters from the graveyard as well, which is just absolutely crazy. Next up, we are running double Prank Kids Rip Roaring Rooster or Roaster. I think I've said that correctly. So this card is basically a Harpy's Feather Duster. So you contribute it to just blow up all or just get rid of all of your opponent's back row. Basically, all spells and traps your opponent contains. So really, really powerful. Again, it's not as powerful as the fusion one because there's not many that back row reliant strategies at the moment. But if you're coming up against something like, I don't know, Alter Guys for example, that play a lot of traps, you can just blow them all up in the right situation. So definitely potentially a one-of. You could actually take this out and put something else in. I've got it at 2 at the moment, but when we get the new link, I will definitely do a revision of this deck. Next up, we have one Nightmare Griffin. This is a placeholder for Borrowsword Dragon, something which I do not own yet, which is really, really hilarious. But yeah, I don't own Borrowsword just yet. But Nightmare Griffin definitely can be quite useful, especially if you play around with your zones correctly. You can actually have it in your main monster zone, meaning that your opponent can't activate their monster effects. But again, Borrowsword will probably take this place when I actually get my hands on one. Next, for the fusions, powerful cards, we are running 2 Prank Kids Rocket Ride. Again, it's an instant fusion target, so if you see an instant fusion, if you draw it by any chance, and then you've got a few Prank Kids monsters engraved, this thing just brings them all back, starts off your plays, you can go anywhere with it, it's crazy. So definitely a double Prank Kids Rocket Ride. Also running double Prank Kids Weather Washer. Again, another instant fusion target, which is just, it blows my mind. I can see probably why they banned instant fusion now, along with all the other decks that are playing it, let alone Prank Kids. So yeah, so double Prank Kids Weather Washer, again another powerful card. Next up, we are also running Prank Kids Battle Butler. This absolutely helps you OTK. You can also Raigeki your board. Also, when we get the link 1, you can actually banish the link 1 from graveyard to proc its effect. So you can banish the link 1 from graveyard, Raigeki your opponent's board, and then your opponent can potentially play through that. Then you can do it again by tributing this card because it is not AR once per turn. So you can actually blow up your opponent's cards twice, which is just absolutely crazy. So definitely a 2-of in my opinion. And then last up, at the moment, we are running the 1 Trap Tricks Rafflesia. I've spoke about this card already. This card, and alongside your Gravedigger's Trapo, says no to Nibiru in the best possible way, mainly because this deck does a lot of burn damage, especially if you play on your opponent's turn. You could potentially burn your opponent for 1500 life points. Compound that with the fact that they try to Nibiru you or whatever, or even just play a general hand trap. You can burn them for 2k with this card, and then you're left with what? I don't know, that's 3500 life points gone already. So your opponent's left with 4500. Easy OTKs for days, easy OTKs. So definitely something to be not to be slept on. So ladies and gents, that is the deck profile. What do you think? Would you make any changes or inclusions? If so, let me know in that comment section below. And we find ourselves at the end of another video. If you did like this content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.